One tiny adjustment on your table saw could be wrecking your cuts or making them a whole lot more dangerous, and most people don't even realize it. I'm Travis, and this is how I do things, and today I'm going to be talking about why table saw blade height matters. Blade height is one of the most ignored adjustments on your table saw, but it plays a huge role in cut quality, how smooth your saw feels, and even your safety. Today I'm using my DeWalt DWE7491RS table saw to show you exactly how blade height affects your results. We'll do side-by-side cuts, I'll explain the physics behind it, and we'll even bust a safety myth or two. And just to ensure I'm getting the cleanest cuts possible, I'll take my blade out and give it a good cleaning before I make any cuts. Some wood can really gunk up your blade and make it feel dull. A lot of times your blade doesn't need to be sharpened or replaced, it just needs to be cleaned. And while I'm cleaning this dirty blade, do me a favor and like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps out my channel and costs you nothing. Thanks in advance. Now I'm going to show you comparison cuts at different blade heights. Let's start by talking about how these different blade heights affect tear out. I made 3 cuts in plywood. First with the blade just barely poking through. Honestly, this is mostly what I've been using up until now. Then with it raised too high, and finally, at a balanced mid-height with the gullets just above the workpiece. And here are the results. Low blade, quite a bit of tear out. High blade, pretty clean, but you're gonna have to deal with that really high blade spinning really fast. Middle cut, that's the cleanest edge. Less blowout, crisper surface, safer. Until I started researching for this video, I thought that the low blade was the way to go. And it's definitely not, and let me explain why. That's because the lower blade slices at a shallow angle, which tears up the top layer. As the blade rises, the teeth enter at a steeper angle, cutting down through the fibers instead of scraping them. But blade height isn't just about tear out. It changes how the saw feels during the cut. A lower blade forces more tooth into contact at a flatter angle, which increases resistance and can cause burning or chattering. With the blade set too low, I can almost feel the workpiece being pushed back at me. With a slightly higher blade, there's less horizontal contact and more downward slicing. The saw feels smoother, more controlled, and often even quieter. When I run this cut with the blade set correctly, I can feel the difference. It glides, no hesitation, no struggle. A lot of people, including myself, assume that running the blade as low as possible was the safest. Let me explain what I learned and why that's not always the case. With a very low blade, the teeth apply more forward pressure than downward force. That can increase the chance of the wood being lifted or shoved back at you, especially if it pinches or twists slightly. Kickback happens when the wood rises and gets caught by the back of the blade instead of being pulled down. It gets launched back at you. The blade height plays a role in that too. Too low and you're losing that downward shearing force. So, how high should your blade be? The general rule is raise it until the gullets, the valleys between the teeth, are just above the top of your workpiece. This gives the blade enough room to clear chips effectively while keeping the cutting angle steep enough to reduce tear out and apply proper downward force. It's a simple guideline, but it balances safety, performance, and cut quality. Too low and you're scraping and pushing, too high and you expose more blade than necessary and risk blowout. Blade height seems like such a minor detail until you see the results side by side. It affects every cut you make, and getting it right makes woodworking easier and safer. If this cleared anything up for you, drop a comment below or let me know if you've got your own take on blade height. I try to respond to every single comment. And if you like this video, please hit like and then subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.